So you're going to need a bucket, so something that'll contain 10% of what your pond's made of. So for me, that's 3.5 gallons. Pea gravel or river rock, I used 0.5 cubic feet from Home Depot. Material for a false bottom, I used an old rice cooker pot and veggie tray. You're going to need a water pump and the tubing it comes with, an old pipe with an elbow attachment, essentially some netting or something to protect the pump from getting debris in it, or if you have fish, protecting them from getting sucked up. And then you can have your bog plants. That's pretty optional. So I'm using an old rice cooker pot and the tray to steam veggies to create a false bottom on the bog, and then a pipe to feed the water to the bottom. Okay, since I didn't really do the beginning of the tutorial, essentially the bucket I have is slightly bigger than this. It's 3.5 gallons. I think this is only like 2.5. But I took an old rice cooking pot that we had to replace. This one's the new one. And I placed it at the bottom. There was some space, obviously, like around the edges. But I used that. And then I put the little basket that it comes with that lets you steam your veggies to sort of create the false bottom. And then I stuck a pipe directly in with a little U-bend and then stacked all the rocks to hold it in place and then filled it up. So you can see that this is the pipe, and then I'm using the tube to feed it in. The tube will be attached to the pump, so I can easily change that out, which will be nice. And then the rocks that I'm using are some river rocks that I'm cleaning clay off so that it doesn't, make the water super rough. And then I'll fill up a little bit more before I plant some grass, probably fill to there, then put the grass, and then top it up with some more gravel. This is the grass that I have that I'm going to put in the bog. I will plant it here. I'll add some more river rock before planting. I'll leave the dirt because the dirt's actually not clay, so it shouldn't cause any problems. And then I will top it off with some more rocks. So this is what we got for our bog. This is our pond. It's obviously super muddy. Well, this is kind of where it's going to sit. I'm going to put this underneath on this side so it's sort of leaning forward so that the spout falls in. So we'll see how that works. So I was able to use sort of a flatter brick to tilt the back end of the bottom structure to make sure the spout is spilling forward. So it looks good, but it was very heavy. So there was some sun, even though it's been raining today, so I decided to test the pump, which seems to be working. I'm using a net to protect the fish that I have since I removed the filter sponge, and I'm going to be putting the water in there and kind of testing it out. And yeah, so the pump works, so that's great. And so I'll just put that directly into the pipe in the bog and see if this all works. So we shall see. So it works. Thrilled that it's working, but I need something to protect the fish that isn't the fish net. So I'm going to go look for something so I can make sure they don't get sucked into the pump. So I've got this little net thing that we never used for laundry. It came with a packet. I'm going to use this to hold the pump, and then I'm going to seal it up. And that's going to, I think, protect my little fishies. But I can already see that the water is very clear coming back in. So hopefully this looks so much better tomorrow. And then I think we're getting more rain, which will be great. I got my pump in here, and so I'm going to put this in the pond, and we're going to go from there. Obviously, I think I'm going to need a longer tube. That way I can put this on the opposite side, and we can go from there. But for now, this is kind of what is going to happen. And we're going to hope that this works.